Well, thankfully, 2024 is officially over. This year had more twists and turns than a country back road. Here are my honorable mentions for the last 12 months. I'd first like to recognize Oprah Winfrey. The Democrats spent millions putting on events with her because nothing speaks to working class Americans like a billionaire who used to be famous 20 years ago. Our next honorable mention has to go to Mr. Jazz Hands Tim Walz. The Democrats said they were redefining masculinity this year by nominating Tim Walz, but as it turns out, most Americans weren't keen on having a Disney adult one heartbeat away from the nuclear codes. Tim Walz, we wish you well in the new year. We also have to recognize rapper Cardi B, who decided to endorse Kamala Harris at the last minute, but this endorsement was not fruitful. As it turns out, most Americans don't want to take life advice from the woman who sang the song WAP. Next, we have to recognize the mainstream media, whose ratings plummeted further and further into the gutter this year. Rachel Maddow, at this point, she goes on TV and talks to 4 angry women in their living rooms each night. Then she goes home and fires up the industrial neck massager she keeps in her bedside table. Rachel Maddow, we wish you well in the new year. CNN, their ratings weren't much better in 2024, but at least you could tune in to watch Scott Jennings fight with D-list celebrities every single night. CNN, we also wish you well in the new year. 2024 was also the year E. Jean Carroll accused Donald Trump of forcing himself onto her in the dressing room of a department store. And E. Jean Carroll, you would know because you've been forcing yourself onto all of us ever since. We wish you well in the new year. 2024 was also the year P. Diddy finally got arrested, and if the rumors are true from the freak-off parties, he's the only person to ask for more shower time in prison. P. Diddy, I'm sure he's having the time of his life in prison. In fact, he drops the soap so much, the other inmates have started calling him Butterfingers. Diddy, we wish you well in the new year. 2024 was also the year New York City descended further and further into chaos. It looks more and more like Gotham every single day. You have people being pushed in the subway, lit on fire in broad daylight, but still, Harry and Meghan's documentary on Polo was the most horrific thing I witnessed in the last 12 months. We have no clue what 2025 has in store for the Duke and Duchess of Waffle House. May you continue traipsing through Hertz rental car offices with gusto. We wish you well. I also have to give an honorable mention to New York City Mayor Eric Adams. He was investigated and indicted this year, but still, this coat was the worst thing to happen to him. Eric Adams, may you continue partying, living lavish, and flying on Turkish Airlines. We wish you well in the new year. 2024 was also the year Donald Trump was almost assassinated multiple times because apparently a kid climbing onto a roof in broad daylight with a firearm at a political event is totally acceptable to the Secret Service. Intel agencies, may you continue keeping secrets from us in the new year. Now, 2024 was an utter calamity, but we have to give our final honorable mention to the First Lady, Jill Biden. Jill Biden, she's basically been running the country the last 12 months. She sat in on cabinet meetings. She drags her husband around like a rag doll. She sparked up a new beef with Kamala Harris. Jill, you really are the Regina George of Washington, D.C. We wish you well in the new year. All right, my friends, thanks for liking and following. Drop a comment. Tell me how you feel about the new year. What was your most memorable moment from 2024? I made thousands of videos during the last election cycle. I'm not going anywhere. I can't wait to see what the new year has in store. I will see you in the next one. Bye.